Okay guys, so I'm going to be showing you today how we do our weaved, we'll call it weaved bottom string. I'm not going to, I've seen a lot of people do it. A lot of kids have been requesting a tutorial for this because they've looked and can't find one. So to help you guys out, at first it looks like a secret and it almost looks kind of mind-blowing, and I mean it kind of is when you first glance at it, but I mean it's not that difficult, guys. So basically this is again Nick Grasby's stick. Here what you want to do is it's kind of normally like a regular bottom string, in the fact that you don't want to place it too high or too low on the pocket. You don't want it becoming an ultimate bag, but then again you don't want it taking away from your pocket if you're wanting a mid to low pocket. So what I will be doing is we want to get it all in a row. So if you can see what I did there, see how I lined them up? It's just a simple fold, but instead of evenly folding the diamonds at the bottom like that, you just fold it up like that. And so from here, we're going to start, I start from the outside. I'm going to kind of, this might mess things up a little bit, not really, but there's another trick that our buddy Duran, aka Pipe Crusher, had us do one time. We went through the inside, the two inside bottom string holes. So I went through the outside over here, so I'm coming through the bottom of the head, and then I weaved it through, and then went through the bottom of the outside hole, and then back through the inside. And what that did, if you can see the string right now, is it brought that bottom string below the head. So for you guys in men's league, or you guys that don't have stick checks or whatever, that essentially makes it illegal in the fact that if you do have stick checks, it makes it illegal. For men's league, where we don't have stick checks that much, these are kind of little tricks that you can do to, I guess, help keep the ball in your stick better. But it pulls that bottom string below the plastic of the head, so when he sits there for one-handed cradles, that ball kind of sits on the lip of the plastic down here. So he kind of pulls it under the head, I guess you like to call it. So we're just gonna do a simple one right now. That was just a little secret for you guys. But anyways, we're gonna start from the outside hole, and you don't have to go through each one. You don't have to weave each hole through. Sometimes it might pull it too tight from the outside. It just might be a little too excessive. So it's kind of up to your discretion where you want to start, but just make sure you finish on the same diamond where you started. So what I'm going to do here is, looks like I'll start with that second diamond end. This is what I want to do though. Coming out this side, I'm going back around that seam. Okay. And as you guys can see, I'm going to come through here, that far side, and then back in. You got to make sure you go through each one, and you got to make sure you kind of weave, you got to correctly weave them, because if you skip one it's going to get all out of junk. And then if you don't go the right way, if you go the opposite way, if I were to switch it up and that string would have been on the other side and vice versa for this lock and then that one, it would just simply create, it would just mean that the bottom string would go on in this diamond and it wouldn't weave anything. It would look like it would until you pulled the flap down, and then you'd realize you didn't weave the mesh together. And without going in to explain that, some of you might figure that out by doing this a few times. Some of you might not get it down the first try, and it's okay. Kind of confusing at first, I guess you could say, but once you get it down, you kind of kick yourself in the head and realize how simple this is. So basically, halfway through, I kind of like to pull it and bunch the mesh up already, just so it doesn't get clustered and clogged as I get towards the end. So anyways, we're going to finish this up. So I started on the second diamond, so this is where I'm going to end now. And put it back in. Boom. Now I go through the bottom string hole, the outer one. And I pull down tightly. And like I said, as you can see down at the bottom, if I were to have started out on that outer diamond, it would have really pulled in from that bottom of the pocket around here, and it kind of would have disformed it a little, I guess you could say. This is going to be more of a mid to high pocket, so I'd say it's pretty good right now where it's at. This is kind of what it looks like after it's all said and done. So now we're just gonna double knot it. Alright guys, and that's your bottom string. So this is going to be Nick Grasby. It's a box pocket, so that's why it's a little deep. So anyways, that's the bottom string.